We build our own prisons. Bars forged of oaths, codes, commitments, walls of self-doubt and accepted limitation. We inhabit these cells, these identities, and call them us.
Arcane is a series full of complex characters, navigating a world that constantly challenges our idea of fairness. It forces us to confront the uncomfortable truth that the world often doesn't work the way we think it should. This ties into a concept called the just world theory. It's the belief that the world is inherently fair, where good people are rewarded and bad people are punished. It's an idea that's deeply ingrained in us, shaping how we see the world. We want to believe that if somebody works hard, they'll succeed, and if somebody does something wrong, they'll face consequences. The show challenges this idealistic view of fairness by showing us characters who do everything right, but they still lose at the end of the day, while others succeed by bending the rules. So it forces us to confront the harsh reality that fairness is rarely ever guaranteed in life. The opposite concept that challenges the just world theory is a book called Beyond Good and Evil by Friedrich Nietzsche. So the core idea of the book is that traditional morality, which is good versus evil, is simplistic and a little bit limiting. So Nietzsche argues for a perspective that transcends more of these moral binaries, embracing complexity and individuality, and the creation of one's own values. The assumption is that morality is subjective and often imposed by societal structures to maintain power or control. And it challenges people to think critically about morality, question societal norms, and embrace their own personal freedom. This can be misinterpreted as nihilism, even though Nietzsche's intent was to encourage higher self-created values and self-reflection.
Two sides of the same coin, inextricably bound. Story of opposites.
Every person is fueled by two powerful forces, hope and fear. It's basically what you want versus what you don't want. Even communities and groups of people can be driven by hope and fear together. For Piltover, they're driven on the hope of progress of technology so that they can help their community and city grow.
Things that will bring an end to your hardships, whether you're the scion of our high houses or an honest laborer from the underground. We vow to keep pressing forward, for we are the city of progress and our future is bright.
I think this is a mirror to our own society. As technology grows faster and faster at a rapid pace, we want to help others by reducing the amount of effort they need to do to get somewhere and optimizing using technology such as phones, cars, and now even spaceships to try and get to other planets. So this is a fair representation of how our society is trying to make progress and push forward, being pioneers and explorers in different areas of the universe. At the core of this, the characters that represent this type of mindset of pushing forward are characters like Victor, Jace, Heimerdinger, and Singed, which you could see that these four characters all have a certain type of mindset of progress in their own way, but they have different beliefs on how to get what they want and progress humanity forward. They also have different beliefs in where humanity should progress forward and what type of technology should be used for different things. They represent the current scientists in our society that try to push technology forward for progress, but sometimes they end up opening Pandora's box, and their science and their discoveries are used for weapons for the future. This shows how progress can be twisted and used for other means rather than progress for humanity and equality. It can be used for fear and oppression and deterrence. In the Undercity, the people want equality and freedom from oppression. The characters that best represent this city are characters like Silco, Vander, Echo, and Vi. These characters all want freedom from the oppression they believe they're being put under by Topside. They feel like they're being used and abused and worked to death, basically, without having fresh air. These people are the freedom fighters of the series, and they view equality as progress.
It's not enough to give people what they need to survive. You have to give them what they need to live.
And much like the scientists of Topside, these characters have their own individual ways on how they should achieve equality and move forward.
Crude, I'll admit. The base violence necessary for change. But we both know Topside won't listen to anything else.
Which sparks conflicts in the Undercity and their own community, which causes infighting, which reduces the speed of their progress moving forward. The Undercity, or Zon, mirrors our real-life communities that feel like they're oppressed or feel like they have been pushed down by society. Shimmer in the Undercity represents the use of drugs and other narcotics that are typically used to cope in these types of areas. Each character has their own individual set of goals, which is driven by hope and fear.
Pass me a tome. So I used words you understood in order to elicit your action. This is what Hextech runes are. Pass me a tome. Pass me a tome. There, you sighed. Still a kind of language. A sound, but not words. Something raw, natural. That's wild runes.
Something that I found interesting was that the wild rune has similarities to what we call chaos theory, which some people call the butterfly effect, because a butterfly could be flapping its wings, which then ultimately would lead to a tornado. An example of this is when Aija comes into Powder's life just unexpectedly. Aija has an effect on her that causes her to question what she actually values.
Had some time to think lately. Ever since you dropped into my life, it's like I put on glasses. Except I can't tell whether everything's blurry or clear.
Even looking back on my own life, I have seen where random people have come into my life and simultaneously have just like altered it at the same time. And I feel like the show captures this perfectly, in where we could be in a state of distress or happiness and something comes into our life, whether it's a circumstance or a person or an event, and it completely just shifts our emotions, which in turn then changes what we actually value.
Humanity. Our very essence. Our emotions. Rage.
I told you to stay away!
Compassion. It's okay. Hate.
She's not getting away again!
Kate.
Emotions are deeply tied to how we form, maintain, and change our beliefs. While beliefs often start as logical conclusions or learned values, emotions play a powerful role in reinforcing or challenging them. They gradually shape how we view the world and ourselves. When a strong emotional experience conflicts with a belief, it creates tension that forces us to reevaluate. This process is often slow, as we resist letting go of our deeply held ideas. But repeated emotional challenges can gradually shift our own beliefs and perspectives.
I think I'm just gonna sit here a minute. I'll catch my breath. See if I can talk an old friend out of blowing us up.
Despair comes about when we encounter profound suffering, loss, or disconnection. And it happens when we feel powerless to change or escape our current situation. It arises from the perception that meaning or hope is beyond reach.
I need you, please.
I never would have given you to them. Not for anything. Don't cry. You're perfect.
Despair is both isolating and connecting. In its grip, we may feel profoundly alone, yet it is often through sadness that we reach out to others, share our pain, and discover the comfort of understanding. It can often come when we find ourselves at a crossroads, questioning if the path we've chosen is the right one. It creeps in quietly at first like a doubt, a hesitation, and then grows into a shadow that seems to engulf our sense of purpose.
You need not suffer anymore.
Sadness is not just an absence of happiness. It has its own depth and meaning. It reminds us of what we value.
She dies and leaves this giant hole, and I'm just supposed to fill it. Like she was never there to begin with.
Despair, though crushing, is part of the human experience and serves as a reminder of our vulnerability and our capacity to feel deeply.
I thought maybe you could love me like you used to.
She left me. She is not my sister anymore.
We'll show them. We will show them all.
I keep telling myself that you're different, but you're not. It's her blood in your veins.
Then why are you the one acting like her? Remember! Picture Milo! Swagger! Stop, Xander!
Shut up! Don't listen to her!
Yes! Mom! Please!
Jace has brokered a peace with Silco in exchange for the Undercity's independence.
What?
Disgust is a powerful emotional response that evolved to protect us from harm, such as spoiled food or dangerous situations. However, this instinct can also influence how we perceive and treat people who seem different from us.
You ordered this? Why? There are people down there who seem hell-bent on destroying us. What were you doing?
I was consulting a friend about our quandary. I told you I knew someone.
Well, you didn't say they were from the Undercity.
What difference does that make?
They're dangerous.
I'm from the Undercity.
This can result in discriminatory actions, such as excluding someone from social or professional opportunities.
You people down here are all the same. Mistaking arrogance for bravery. You think you're standing up for something? But we all know there is a crime behind every coin that passes through this place. You're just a small man in a little hole the world forgot to bury.
I told you to stay away. Please. I told you to stay away! Because you're a jinx! Do you hear me? Milo was right.
Anger often stems from a feeling of injustice. When someone takes something we believe we rightfully earned, or something or someone we deeply care about, such as a loved one's time, trust, or presence, it disrupts our sense of fairness. When these expectations are violated, anger arises as a response to this perceived imbalance.
Killing is a cycle, one that started long before Vanda and me, and it will continue long after the two of you.
Why does anyone commit acts others deem unspeakable? For love.
Always thought that you'd leave this town.
You're late for Stinkma's great comeuppance.
It's a bitter taste that you swallow down. 'Cause you wanna be happy, you just don't know how. And this feels like someone else's life that you were living in. This feels like someone else's body you were trapped within. So maybe you should do what makes you happy. Forget all those lessons that you learned and just go dancing. Life is much too short for you to miss it as it's passing. So don't let it happen, don't let it happen, no. Maybe you should do what makes you happy. No amount of status will make up for what you're lacking. There is not an answer to this question that you're asking. So maybe go dancing, maybe go dancing.
Some night.
It's beautiful.
Where'd you learn those moves?
I was just following your lead.
He's got lines.
Face your fears.
Hey,
But the last 5 years seem to disappear.
I just want to thank you. You know, for everything.
Hands on the wheel, but afraid to.
I used to dream the Undercity could be like this. But somewhere, I got consumed by all the ways it wasn't. I gave up on it. Gave up on you.
I've never seen you give up on anything, Echo.
You ever wish you could just stay in one moment?
Sometimes taking a leap forward means leaving a few things behind.
Promise I'll never forget this.
Better not.
Do what makes you happy. No amount of status will make up for what you're lacking. There is not an answer to this question that you're asking. So maybe go dancing, maybe go dancing.
Love is multifaceted. It can reveal the strength and fragility of human connection.
Last time Vander needed us, we tried it alone and nothing was ever the same. So, maybe this is like a do-over. Besides, he's your father too.
You're not doing this alone, Vi. He's our father too.
One of the strongest forms of love is forgiveness, an action so profound that it transcends hurt and anger, reaching into the depths of our humanity to find understanding. It is through forgiveness that love proves its strength. Dr. Revik, who is also known as Singed, is probably one of the most potent characters that embody the emotion love. Throughout the whole series, he is dedicated to finding a cure to death for his daughter.
That affliction we all suffer. Death. Imagine a world that no longer need fear it.
I believe he embodies this quote by Friedrich Nietzsche. There's always some madness in love, but there's always some reason in madness.
You're strong now, just like you were always meant to be.
Love in its many forms is a testament to the human spirit. It is the reason we stay and the reason we keep moving forward. For while it may not always heal, love gives us the strength to try. Perhaps that's love's greatest power, not in its perfection, but in its persistence, an unyielding light guiding us home.
What if we stayed? Help them out?
We?
Sometimes taking a leap forward means leaving a few things behind. I learned from someone very special. That no matter what happened in the past, it's never too late to build something new. Someone worth building it for.
You've got a good heart. Don't ever lose it, no matter how the world tries to break you. Protect the family.
Courage isn't just an external heroic action. It can be about facing fear, flaws, and mistakes. It's often love that drives this courage.
Always with you, sis.
Why do you persist after everything I've done?
Because I promised you.
I won't fail.
I swear it.
It takes courage to face the world, and even more to face ourselves. It requires us to question what we once thought was true, and to embrace the uncertainty of a new path.
Do what you came here to do.
Hating you. I've hated myself. I just don't have the energy for it any longer.
I didn't know your mom was there. It probably wouldn't have made a difference, but I didn't know.
At its core, Arcane is a story about acceptance, or a lack thereof. By the end, each character faces a choice: to accept the flaws of others, or be trapped in their desires to change them.
You are the wolf.
The battle between acceptance and denial mirrors the human experience, where empathy and understanding are often at war with fear and confusion. The show ultimately suggests that acceptance is the key to peace, even while acknowledging how hard it is to achieve in a world made up of conflicts and complexity.
The hole gets smaller, but you never fill it.
The ultimate growth comes when we accept these complexities, reconciling our ideals with the reality of our world. Acceptance is courage. It is the strength to move forward in a world that is anything but fair.
When you're going to change the world, don't ask for permission.
I don't even know your name.
It's Victor.
But you were never broken, Victor. There is beauty in imperfections. They made you who you are. An inseparable piece of everything.
There is no prize to perfection, only an end to pursuit.
I must say, since I've met you, lad, I've truly lived.
What?
Back in a wink.
No! Everything! Wait!
Looks like you shouldn't have come back. Still don't get it, huh, sis? I'm always with you. Even when we're worlds apart.
We finish this together.
Greatest thing we can do in life is find the power to forgive.
And though we are doomed to revisit the error of our ways, our story isn't over.